As you may know, my family and we moved from San Francisco last November to Arizona. And I've talked about kind of like, kind of spotty why we left here and there. There are a number of factors of why we left San Francisco, but I wanted to talk about in this video one of the real reasons my heart left San Francisco a very long time ago. And as I share with you about this, it's not really about San Francisco per se. It's about where my consciousness has gone, where my consciousness used to be, and where my consciousness is, and where my consciousness is going. Okay. So I moved to San Francisco when I was 22. No, that's not true. 24, after I graduated college, and I loved it. Oh my God. I love San Francisco. I was a heavy drinker at the time. I got into the restaurant. I learned how to wait tables in high-end restaurants when I was in college. I started as a busser and made my way up. I put myself through college. I took out some loans, but I paid for everything myself. And so I was determined to make money. So I ended up after really training and working very hard, I learned how to serve at a high-end restaurant. So when I got out to San Francisco, I got a banging job making a ton of money during, what is it? During the, I don't know, one of the tech booms, right? So there's like a ton of money. This was in 2000. I would, I was crazy, making crazy money. And like, it's like, I gotta go back to that. But I was drinking a lot. I was young. I lived in a really cool, hip neighborhood. Now, San Francisco used to be an artist town. It was like the town where the freaks went. And, me being a freak, I loved that. I loved it. And then I got sober there and I trained there. My shamanic training is almost all my shamanic training is from there. My hypnosis training, like I found community. I just rocked it out and I loved it. But eventually the city started to wear on me, and a couple of times I tried to move to the North Bay and did move to the North Bay, but always came back to the city. Um, and then after a while, the city just started to wear on me. It started to change very drastically. It was starting to lose its soul. That's the way I felt. Like the artists started to leave, it became outrageous. It was always expensive, but it was like doable expensive, And then it became crazy, outrageous expensive. And now you go there. I'm gonna circle back to why I left, but you go there and it's heartbreaking. It's super sad. It's a lot of crime and a lot of homeless people. And since the pandemic, that has probably tripled. Tent cities everywhere. When you hear the stories about San Francisco, it's true. They're true. Tent cities everywhere, trash everywhere. But then people driving by, in their BMWs, their Lexuses, and their Teslas, like the consciousness is like, oh my God, like the split is crazy, right? So then the pandemic hit, and I was already ready to leave, but my husband's job was there, and we were kind of stuck, and all the things, right? Stuck, right? You're never truly stuck, that you feel stuck. The like financial shackles, the job shackle, it all was there, right? Um, so, oh, this is starting to stutter again. I don't know what's going on my computer. So, cut to the pandemic. I'm just gonna have to work through it. Cut to the pandemic. Um, that's when the shit hit the fan for me. Um, my family and I made choices in the pandemic that the rest of the city and some other of my other friends and other people did not make. Um, there were certain things that I personally were not aligned with. And my psychic abilities, I can't even tell you. The minute I heard about the school shutdown, it was like my God just came, went, and everything opened up. It's like I could see things I couldn't see before. And once I saw them, I couldn't unsee them. I couldn't unsee them. So I made choices for my family and I around the things that I was seeing. And I spent a year with in a place where my consciousness, my truth did not align with what was being told, what was being shown. And it was hard. I lost friends. I can't even tell you how many people abandoned me. That sounds so victim-y. Like friends I had been, people I've been friends with for years wouldn't talk to me, came after me. Yeah, I was banned. I was banned. My daughter was banned, and I am so proud of myself because I stood like a warrior. I stood in my truth. I stood in what felt right, what I was being shown from my guides and by God. And I stood hard. And I didn't fight. I just stood. Now this is someone I have huge abandonment wounds, right? Like huge. And I mean they're better, but they're there. I don't know if they'll ever go away completely in this lifetime. I mean, I had two parents leave by the time I was 5 years old. Like it's that stuff, it's like it's kind of there, right? Like I have that in me. But so I've had this like, oh, don't leave me, don't leave me. But no, the truth was bigger than that. The truth was bigger than that. And the fear that was running through the city was so palpable for me, and where my consciousness is in my refusal to be swimming in a fear consciousness state was not aligning anymore. So my husband and I, we figured it out. He ended up getting uh, what's it called? That he could work at home status, that he could leave the state. You know, we blah blah blah. We figured it out, and we left, and we left. And my consciousness aligns with the land here. My consciousness aligns with the land here. Where I want to go and how I want to serve feels so much more aligned. Plus, the money and like the disparity and everything around me just was not matching up in my belief system. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I feel like I'm still detoxing from that. Like on some level, it was very traumatic to watch people go into such a state of absolute terror. I'm talking terror. San Francisco became dystopian, in my opinion. If you're watching this and you live in San Francisco and you're like, you're full of shit, fine. I don't care. This was my experience, right? Totally my experience. And I remember my friend was calling me and she's like, you gotta do it. I'm like, I refuse. I flat out refuse to be in this fear. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And I didn't. The only thing that scared me was people's fear. The only thing that scared me was that people were so easily swayed and were easily willing to say, you're not invited anymore. You're not my friend anymore. I don't agree with your choice. That scared me. That scared me. Where people's consciousness was going scared me. So we moved out here. And the consciousness here is very different. Very different. It's very much about freedom and sovereignty. And I mean, it's got its stuff. Every place does. But I'm on land and I can see birds and I can see bunnies and I can see sky without a bunch of, crap in the sky. And it feels really good. And I still feel like I'm detoxing. So the reason I want to share this with you is because getting very clear on where you want your consciousness to go and where your consciousness is vitally important. If you're locked in fear, and trust me, I have my shit. Like I worry. I got stuff like around abandonment, all of that. But I stood in this, right? I do have my stuff, and I'm working on it, and I'm working on stripping constantly, so I can come back home to truth, back home to God. It's my life. It's my life. So why we're here. Like I love, my family and I love all of that. And I love the relationships I create. I love community. I love people. But I'm here to grow. I'm here to grow. I am here to break the trappings of the mind so I can be of service. Maybe one day, hopefully, I'll go off and be a multidimensional being and serve in that way, right? Like, but right now I'm serving in this way, and it's my life. So, watching your consciousness. Where are you trapping yourself in? Where are you locking into fear? Where are you not looking into what's, holding you back, keeping you small? And if you're ignoring this stuff, please stop. And your consciousness may be like, I want to be in the consciousness of fear. Awesome. Then do it. And don't be a victim to it. You're like, I want to be in a consciousness of freedom. I want to be in a consciousness of creativity. I want to be in a consciousness of God. This is the time to do what it takes to get there. This is doing your inner work, finding joy, finding freedom, finding love, community, dancing when you need to dance, laughing when you need to laugh, doing deep work when you need to do deep work, joining a program that will support you and moving you on, getting a coach, getting a therapist, whatever it is you get to do to shift your consciousness. And I'm sharing this with you because some days I wake up going, damn, I'm like, have this spiritual warrior, brand or whatever. It's like, am I the work? Am I the work? And some days, no, not perfectly. No, I'm a human being. But when I look at my track record and I look back, I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. I am the work. I am a spiritual warrior. I have gone through the ringer and come out the other side. And it just happened again in San Francisco. And what I do, I fought. I stood. Not fought like telling people they're wrong, or I fought meaning like we're getting the fuck out of here. I'll do what it takes, like that. And I fought for my consciousness by not allowing to be bullied into things I don't want to be bullied into. Right? So yeah, I'm a stand for the work. Very much. And it's not perfect every day. And I can be hard on myself. Oh my God, I can be so hard on myself. But I know how to come back to center. And I want that for you too. I so want that for you too. Wherever you are in your consciousness, I know that it's time and I know that you're ready for more. I do. And so do you. I'd love to hear from you if anything is landing for you from this video. Send me an email. The consciousness is where we have our freedom. See what I mean? All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.